Jonny Clayton, congratulations. What are the emotions like right now after winning here in Brighton?
Yeah, it's a great emotion, to be honest. Relief as well, because I was 5-2 down and I didn't think at that point that I was, going to win tonight. Mike was playing well. He was hitting good shots and he was hitting doubles. So, I was just thinking, my night's over. But he missed. He gave me a chance. And, I think the bullseye tonight was my best mate. So it just kept me in the game. And you have to believe that you can win. If you don't believe you can win, there's no point standing on that stage. So, then you just try and pick leg by leg by leg. And, going at 5-all, my darts, well, I had a dream leg. So that's all that counts. Tonight's night was mine.
It's been a tough few weeks, no points on the board. At one point you looked dead cert for the O2, then people are saying, hang on a minute, he's getting drawn back in. What are those 3 weeks like when it's not going your way? Is there a lot of soul searching and a lot of doubt creeping in or not?
No, I don't think there's doubt. I generally don't believe in that because at the end of the day, I had a great start, obviously, so I know I can do it. I know I can play darts. So, but it still hurts with, 2 weeks, no points. And like I said, from the beginning, I'm searching for 2 points. Anything more than 2 points is a bonus. So, Josh, to be fair, hammered me 2 weeks ago. Last week, I thought it was a great game. So, my confidence, it was still high. But, 4 points down, maybe two each would have been all right. But 4 points down hurt. So, now it's back to the drawing board. Let's start again. Let's find those 2 points from somewhere. And tonight, I found 5, so that's all that counts.
You move back, top of the table as well. One, is that a nice feeling to be back at the top, and does that ease the pressure a little bit? And two, making everyone else chase you, is that a nice feeling as well?
It's obviously a nice feeling being on top. At the end of the day, we're all chasing week 17. That's, so maybe I'm one step nearer to week 17. So, it's like, yes, I go back to number 1, but who cares? I want anywhere in that top 4, and I'm going to be happy. I'm in London, that's all that I care about.
24 points. Do you think you're there now?
I don't know. I hope so. I really hope so, but who knows? I'm going to just keep looking for those 2 points, and, fingers crossed I'll get there.
Cheers, Jonny.
Cheers, mate.
Jonny, congratulations on the win there tonight.
Thank you.
We mentioned you've gone back top of the Premier League, overtaken Luke Littler. There are a few rumours that maybe him and Jan Van Veen were in separate practice rooms tonight. How true is that?
Yeah, they're always in separate practice rooms, really. If there's 2 rooms, like myself, Mike, and Luke Humphreys are in one, and usually Gian comes into that. It's just, I don't think there's anything of it. It's just the way it happens. So, tonight, Gian was in with us, and Luke was in the other one. So there's nothing in that. So, yeah.
And when you saw the reaction you got and he ended up losing, obviously not very good performance from him, is worse on TV in the PDC. Did that give you an extra boost to try and get back up there and back to the top of the Premier League tonight?
That gives you a chance, doesn't it? I saw Luke going out, so that gives me a chance then, obviously, to try and get back a level at one point, and then it was my night, so I've popped up to number 1 for a minute. So who knows? Next week, I could lose first round and Luke get back to top 1. I want to be in the top 4, and that's all that matters.
So you mentioned earlier about that final when you were believing in yourself the whole way, you never count yourself out. Was a part of that the mental factor that you knew you were already going to be top of the Premier League once again?
Well, I do believe that I can play darts. Sometimes I don't turn up, but sometimes I do. It's like you have to fight. You have to fight until, the referee says game shot. Whether you're the winner or the loser, you have to keep fighting. Got to keep believing. And tonight, I had to believe, and I had to throw some good darts. And, thank God I got there in the end.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
Just one more, Jonny. Just looking at it, when people write you off, does that fire you up a little bit more? Because you seemed a little bit more focused this evening, and like I say, when Michael went for the tops, we can obviously see behind you. You're like, let's go, and then people saying, oh, he's backing it. Does that really fire you up?
Yeah, obviously it does when he's going for, it's more like an exhibition shot, isn't it? Tops. So, but hey, at the end of the day, it's a shot out. Obviously, you think, all right, well, give me a shot. Then if you miss, maybe I can take out. But that's darts. When you're full of confidence, you don't care what you go for because you believe that you can hit, and obviously Mike thought he was going to hit the 2 tops. I was glad that he didn't. But obviously, you know, that's a game of darts.
Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks.
Yeah.